I'm doing it for my daughter.
Like 3 months later, I'm like this, dude. The president's a bug, dude.
Am I the asshole?
And this is what most like American commerce is. You know what's crazy is like if you like most the commerce that we think about is like visible because it's like an Instagram ad. So when we see it, we're like, oh, this was made by somebody who was probably like in his late 20s, probably has like a life track that's not that different from us. They're like living in San Francisco or whatever, and they came up with like this keychain or this wallet thing to try to market whatever, and now they have like an online ad for it. But like most commerce, which like monstrously dwarfs that type of commerce, is like that's on shelves at Walmart.
My Pillow.
And it's like who like even My Pillow is like high profile, and it's like you see it and you're like, oh, that's a guy with an invention. But the stuff that's on the shelves at like Walmart is just like weird. Like where does it come from? Like how much profit are they making selling these things? And then like it's just crazy to think about. Like an army of people. I think the profit margins are like razor thin too. Because they can just be undercut by some Chinese thing at any time. Like it is Chinese stuff, but like they can be undercut by somebody else making the same thing from China, just cheaper. So it's like you have this army of people battling night and day for 1% profit on like a battery jumper.
A caster, a wheel, like wheels for the bottoms of things. I think.
Not that there's anything like poetically significant, like worth talking about there. It's just like crazy to think about like a unseen like bug colony of human beings like making.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Well, can you imagine that was at one point was the biggest company.
Like this thing.
Yeah, the serial killer gun. Mm-hmm. There was at one time Walmart was the biggest company in the world for our entire adult early lives.
𝐂𝐲𝐸𝐻 with the 30. My brother is a massive Hasan fan and is studying to be a psychologist and can't stop screaming at my parents about nothing. What do I do to him?
Wait, read that one over.
My brother is a massive Hasan fan and is studying to be a psychologist.
Yeah.
He can't stop screaming at my parents about nothing. What do I do to him?
Well, you got to get him on that city planning thing. That's the way to beat these people. Is you get them whatever their little stupid ass thing that they picked up on. You just have to get better at it than them, which is easy enough to do because all they did was read like 3 articles. So you just got to read like 4 articles.
You got to trick them into being obsessed with walkable cities.
No, actually, overhead roadways are terrible for trans people. I can't believe you didn't even know that off the rip, bro. It's just crazy that you didn't realize that like bisected intersections with the off-ramp going to the right is basically like a blind disabled person's worst nightmare, and it's like a Republican person's wet dream. There's one thing that's a very special point, which is the way that this is not really related to child molestation or Cain Velasquez, but is you should think about yourself as though you were, at times it is useful to think about yourself as though you were a child that you were taking care of. Okay? So your instincts, your unguided day to day, like you're going to McDonald's, you're whacking off, you're staying up late, you're doing all this bad stuff that's like harmful. And it's like the one helpful frame to think about that type of thing is, would I let a child do this? If I was taking care of a 4-year-old child, would I let them go to McDonald's? Would I let them pick their nose all day? Would I let them fucking play video games until they were like, till 3 a.m.? All these types of things. Because it's like you can use certain types of logical construction like that to totally reframe things, and when you reframe it properly, it's like insane. It's like the way that you were doing it before is insane. It's like it's almost like doing it that way or living that way. It's like you were trying to do the most possible damage to yourself. Like how could you not even notice to see that? Anyway,
you think that naturally people are going to destroy themselves?
No. It's just if you have tendencies like that, it can be good to take a step back, and it's like remove your own self-destructive nature, and your if this is the type of person that you are, remove your all your psychological pathologies, remove them from the picture, because thinking about what a kid should do, it's kind of absolute. Like there's no unless you're a Redditor, there's no situation where a kid should be like eating candy cane sandwiches or whatever the fuck your vice is, whatever your problem is. There's no situation where it's like, okay, Billy, you're 6 years old, you should do that. You should go ahead and be chatting with strangers on fucking Discord until you're trained. Like there's no situation where it's the right, unless you're a Redditor, like I said, there's no situation where it's the right thing to recommend that to a child. So that's a helpful way of thinking about things.
Why a Redditor?
Because Redditors they live by a different code.
As a whole culture?
As a whole, it's the Bugman culture, Bugman society, which is a death cult. It's people they don't really care if they live. They fear the mechanical, like they have a weird relationship with death. They fear it on the one hand, and on the other hand, if society withers and dies, that's of no consequence to them. But their own personal suffering and their own fantasies about living forever, those are important. Bugman culture is very strange. Why would you want to live forever if the quality of your life is so low and so
Yeah, is it? Do you think Reddit? Like, I think Redditors aren't like in the NPCs of the world. Like, you don't see them. Like
yeah, they're rare to see out in
the public.
In the public, yeah, which is interesting because there's so many of them. I mean, if you go on the computer, it's such a pervasive mindset, and there's so many people like that. I think there's something inherently bad about constant, like limitless, unchecked socializing. Like it's almost like just by definition you're part of a hive mind, even if the hive is something slightly counterculture or interesting or whatever. It's for the spreading of idea viruses.
Yeah.
Like it's really a petri dish for idea viruses. So when you're out in the open and you're like fully human, and there's you can feel the like delineation between your skin, the air, a tree, a city street. You're talking to other people. That's when idea viruses, I think, are the hardest to catch on.
Yes.
And then when you transfer your mind into a screen and you become what is on the screen, and you've been sitting there for so long that you're like physically desensitized. You like no longer even feel the chair. And all you're aware of is the fact that the screen is all of your reality. That's when I think idea viruses can take the greatest grip on you.
I'm with you. I know. I think I get what you're saying. That's why, like, when you lose your mind. When I was like 23, and I was like just like a normal construction worker, and within like 5 weeks, I'm like, loose change is real. 9/11, like full on. Like, what was the one? Zeitgeist,
yeah.
Like I watched Zeitgeist and became like I was in the metaverse. Where no, you don't understand. Everybody's a lizard. Like you're telling people that you just used to work construction with, that you were talking about like pallet jacks with. Like 3 months later, I'm like this, dude. The president's a bug, dude.
He's a spider.
Like what the?
He's a freaking spider. You can see it.
Okay.
Freeze the frame. And listen, I get it. I know I'm a super contrarian, okay? I would love to just film people all day and tell them how they're violating the rules, okay? That's my swag. I get it, all right? I'd be this guy. I'd have a pink avatar. I'd have some long Reddit description about city planning. This is what they do. This is what a Redditor leftist person does. They pick something super esoteric, like city planning, to get like a base level of expertise in so that they can sound smart. Because obviously they know that nobody else knows about city planning. Yeah. So you just learn like 2 things about city planning and all of a sudden you're this like fucking intellectual authority. So anytime you see this, someone diving into something weird, which is the entirety of the like Mother Jones website, smart, fearless journalism. And it's just that Hasan Piker does this too. It's picking nuanced, esoteric things that nobody else is talking about, developing a like Wikipedia level understanding about those things, and then extrapolating from there, like making the case that this weird thing like zoning, political zone, it's all got to do with rezoning and political zoning, man. It's the gerrymandering. It's like that type of shit is how you get some expertise. But where was I going with this? This guy. Listen, I'm all about this. Okay, I love arguing with people. I love sounding smart. I love being a Redditor. I love being a
Silly Billy.
Bad opinions. Fuck. Edit that out. I love being a guy with bad opinions. I love all this stuff. I love bicycling. I'd be wearing a pink hoodie right now and riding a Trixie bicycle down this guy right here. This guy. This is the guy that's making the video. Is this the guy? I would love to be sucking on a water bottle in my pink but I like it though. I like arguing. I like this guy. He's at the top of his game. Okay, he's the master of this zone. If you try to argue with this guy about city planning, you're gonna get your ass beat. All right, you're gonna get your ass handed to you. And he knows it's really unfair. They do this it's out of spite to suppress minorities. It's just the most whatever thing. But and any of you guys out there who are like that, okay? I'm not gonna try to argue and like stunt on you and make fun of you and say that I'm better than you. I'm saying if you're on a bicycle, get off the damn bicycle, because you're gonna get your back blown out by a Mack truck.
Or is it a what's the backstory here? What's that one that says human cell image isn't what it to the right there?
Are you telling me there's no mitochondria in any of these cells? There's no vacuoles?
Isn't what it seems.
Is there cytoplasm?
Okay, hold on a second.
Wait, there's phytoplasm. There's like homeless guys in Kensington.
But
why did you look that up?
Just because it was thinking about Elon Musk. There was a Facebook post and all the comments were like, "This is proof that God doesn't exist because if it were designed, it would be so much simpler." Like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Where there would just be like Bibles on one side and then the cell stuff on the other side.
Yeah. Can you scroll up? Is there a link to the original Facebook post? Let's look on Reddit. Look up NASA cell image Reddit. It's probably interesting as fuck. Humanity is just a 90s cinema carpet pattern. Can you imagine saying something that like
European
faced with something? I mean, it's a computer rendering, but faced with something so like breathtaking. And you say humanity is just a 90s cinema carpet pattern? That would be like if you told me that you were having a kid or something, and I was like, well, kids are like peanuts that come from a peanut bush. They fall off onto the ground, so good luck with that. Like, can you imagine saying like something so immense, and you're saying, and you're what you say is, yeah, well, it looks like the telephone booth from Doctor Who. I've watched thousands of science fiction films. Source: I've watched thousands of science fiction films and TV shows. That's my source.
I've seen
this thousands of times in cinema and entertainment. That's my source, Nick. You want to fact check me now?
Fair enough. I mean, how many writers worked on those shows that had that?
Hundreds.
It's actually a better way of doing research than doing research by watching thousands of different viewpoints. Which, I mean, come on, let's be honest. Does a writer want to look foolish?
Half of them got to be true.
That goes through a vetting process. Then no writer's going to stamp his work with some fake facts.
You know that if it's in a movie, it has to be real.
Not only real, the most valid point on the topic.
What?
What Harry Potter house?
Am I the asshole?